Okay, I'm really excited about tonight's program. And we've got a panel tonight of 3 investors. I'm going to ask them to start making their way up here right now. But we do panels once in a while. We have speakers once in a while. And tonight's program, I'm really excited about tonight's program. The reason is because each one of these individuals is doing something unique and different from the other. And it's just a really diversified panel. And each one of these guys is a veteran in their own business. Been doing this for a lot of years. They've stubbed their toe. They've had highs and lows, moments of success, moments of pain, but really they are entrenched in their own niches. And how many of you have ever heard the statement that the key to becoming wealthy is to develop a cookie cutter? A cookie cutter is what you use to punch out the dough, right? Well, each one of these guys has a cookie cutter in their business, and each one of them is doing something a little bit unique. And they have a wealth of experience when it comes to investing. So, I'm going to go ahead and introduce them. We're going to pass out, we got the white cards. Everybody get a white card?
If you got some extra ones, would you give them up to this front row? I think we ran out.
Okay. So you can use the 3x5 white index card to write your questions. We'll go ahead and collect them as the meeting progresses. But we got Kevin McDowell. He's a board member, veteran MIG member, and Kevin specializes primarily in multi-units and commercial buildings. We've got Richard Scarborough, who's also a MIG member, veteran, actually goes back to the founding days of MIG. And Richard is primarily in single-family houses, and he's very niche specific about where he invests within the Memphis market. So he has really done a lot of different things in real estate over the years, but really kind of narrowed it down to single-family houses in certain areas of town. And then we got Gene Yoder, who's in the middle, and it's appropriate because he's just the oddball of the group. I study astronomy. Gene Yoder is the Pluto of our solar system. What he's doing is just something completely bizarre. Gene specializes in RTO investing, rent to own, not on houses. Portable self-storage buildings, gazebos, play sets, barns, a lot of different things, even mattresses. Very unique business model. Gene and I have done business over the last couple of years. It's a phenomenal investment vehicle, very bizarre. Think outside the box. We actually created an information product around our business. And anyway, all 3 of these guys are serial entrepreneurs who think outside the box. So that's the groundwork for tonight. I'm going to go ahead and just turn it over. I'm going to hand the microphone, first of all, to Richard. He's going to start this off. And just kind of tell us a little bit about yourself.
Y'all send up your cards while we're here visiting. I had a 30-second spotlight, but I'm a real estate broker. I started out, I don't know how much time we got. When I was in high school, I dated a girl whose mother was a real estate agent, and she literally could not figure what was a 6% commission on a $50,000 house. But she had great people skills, and that's what makes you money in this business is your people skills, not so much your technical knowledge. And then when I got out of college, I got a job, a regular job in engineering, had a company car, expense account, the whole nonsense. But I just didn't like it. And just a lot of times you get educated, you get a job, you just don't like it. I guess that's why they call it work. So she let me stay at open houses on the weekends, and in just a couple of months I was making more on Saturdays and Sundays than I was working all week. So then I quit my regular job, became a real estate agent, and then you really have to work because you meet people from 7 in the morning to 11 at night, and you don't have any nights and weekends. But after just about a year and a half, I'm a slow learner. I can tell you stuff in 1 minute that took me about 2 years to figure out. I thought, you know, I sold this house, I got $1,200. At that time, guys were coming back from Vietnam, they could buy houses, nothing down. I would talk them into buying a house, and then a year later they'd sell it, and then make 10, 12. One of my friends made $18,000. And I thought, you know, I need to sit on that side of the table. So I started buying and selling. I used to go after every single deal I'd hear of. I had houses from North Haven to South Haven. That's not a good idea, I can tell you. Driving in your car across Memphis eats up a lot of time, a lot of fuel. But we used to do 30 or 40 houses a year. I'm not that aggressive now. Now I just do 3 or 4 as they cross my path. But I've learned a lot by doing it wrong, and that's unfortunate. And I saw something a while back, and I was just telling somebody, I saw it in an ad, and I'm going to put it on my cards next time I have them printed, and it says, you can't learn experience. You can't learn experience. You talk about Jackson, Tennessee. My daughter went to Union University about 5-6 years ago, and I wanted to buy a house up there for her to live in. I don't know the market. They say the beginning of wisdom is when you know what you don't know, but I wanted to find an agent that I could work with up there, and I had one criteria for looking for a real estate agent, and that is, how many houses have you owned? 3, 13, 30, and I found a guy that owned about 60 houses, and I thought, well, he knows what I'm talking about, because as an agent, if you do stuff wrong, your client loses money. As an owner, if you do stuff wrong, you lose money. And I've had many mistakes. I call them taking a seminar when we do stuff wrong, and I learned something. I've had many 5-figure seminars, but I'm still in this business. That's over $10,000 in case you can't figure it out. But anyway, yeah, the zeros go both ways in this business. But this is a wonderful business, and this is very unique. I don't think there's any other businesses where people share ideas. And I don't think plumbers or electricians or anybody, or even attorneys, get together and say how to do more marketing, how to do things better, how to do it easier. So we're in a very unique situation. I like helping people. I like getting paid for it, it's even better. But the more I help people, the more I get blessed, so it all works out. So I'm glad to share with y'all. Hopefully we can tell you some stories. It'll be entertaining. We don't agree on what we do. That's why we're sitting here. But I think that's fine. I think you need kind of point and counterpoint as part of the learning process. So I'm a full-time investor, full-time broker. If I'm awake, I'm doing something with real estate or my old Mustang. So that's my two girls.
Well, again, my name is Gene Yoder, and I'm in the portable self-storage business. Also have another business called Memphis Mattress, and we sell and rent mattresses. And
Is that a joke?
no, that's for real.
Okay.
We also do improve people's sex lives and all that good stuff too. You know, that's just part of the mattress business. But, seriously, if you want, yeah, I can help you with that. So anyway, we do storage buildings, play sets, gazebos, garages, all kinds of outdoor structures, and then we also do rent-to-own on houses. We have that's been growing very rapidly here in the Memphis area. We have clients coming to us literally every day wanting to drop $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 on a house and wanting us to finance it. So that's a little bit about what we do. And last year, I think we did a little over 1,000 self-storage deals. So been in that business since 2007, and it's been really good to us.
Oh, what do you say after all that? Well, I'm Kevin McDonald, and I, as Jeremy said, like little apartment buildings, little multifamilies. I'm not interested in the 200 and 300 mega unit complexes. But I came at it from a what I consider a very practical standpoint. It was 1981, and my wife announced that she was pregnant with our first child. So I had a little bonus from work, and I figured, what do I do with this? Well, what you do is you put your money in the bank, and you start a college fund, and 18 years later, kid goes to college on that fund. But if you remember 1981, I think Jimmy Carter was still president. I think interest rates were, you felt blessed if you got a loan at 10, 12, 13%. I got a 10% loan on a property, thought I had beat the bank. So, you know, I'm thinking I got this $5,000 and a kid coming. What do I do to prepare for that? If I put the money in the bank, inflation, by the way, was also running, I don't know, 6%, 7%. It was still, there were different times. It was crazy. So I figured, well, I'll put the money in the bank and I'll make interest on it, but I'll pay taxes on that interest. And by the time I pay taxes and inflation takes a chunk out of that, I'll probably have less money in 18 years than I started with. So what can I do? Well, a neighbor happened to mention across the fence, literally, talking to him one day, he was moving. He said, yeah, we sold the apartments, did pretty good with them. And I'm thinking, this guy's not smart enough to have apartments. So I thought about real estate. Number one, you get appreciation, and it's not taxed. Well, that was good, that helped. Number two, real estate through that point and considerably longer, if reasonably well positioned and well managed, meet or beat inflation. So like, okay, that helps with that. I'm not much of a sports fan, you know, football and that sort of thing, Saturday, no interest in that. So what can I do with my spare time? I was working in a corporate world at that point, had weekends off, didn't watch much television, thought, well, you know, I can go paint, I can do something like that. I'd like to be busy with my hands. So real estate sounded, rental property sounded like a good deal, and that's how I sort of got attracted to it. You know, it gets in the blood, and it's hard to shake.
Yep, that's true.